Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right with money? Saving, investing, planning, but still feel found, uneasy? Like no matter how much you make, there's always this voice in your head saying, what if it's not enough? Yeah, I've been there too. And that's exactly why I picked up The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book, it's not about stock tips or how to get rich overnight. It's about how your mind plays the biggest role in how you handle money, and most of us don't even realize it. Let's break it down like we're chatting over coffee. No fluff, no fancy jargon, just real talk about how this book can change the way you think about money forever. Hey, you can't fix what you don't see. Morgan encourages us to observe our own money behavior without judgment, just curiosity. Try this for 1 week. Every time you spend money, ask yourself, why did I buy this? Was this a need, a want, or a reaction? What feeling did I have before I bought it? What feeling do I have after? You'd be amazed how often spending is emotional. Boredom, loneliness, insecurity. They all sneak into your wallet. You don't need to stop spending. Just understand it. That awareness alone can save you hundreds, sometimes thousands, because you stop letting feelings quietly drive your decisions. Most people fail at budgeting because they treat it like a math test. Fixed categories, rigid rules, unrealistic goals. But your spending habits aren't robotic. They're human. Try this. Look at your past 3 months of expenses and don't judge. Just categorize them loosely. Essential, rent, groceries, bills. Emotional, eating out, online shopping, hobbies. Autopilot, subscriptions you forgot about. Random Amazon buys. Now ask, where am I spending not out of need, but out of impulse or routine? Instead of cutting all emotional spending, which makes life miserable, put a conscious limit on it. Like, I'll allow $5,000 this month for guilt-free fun, but I'll track it. It's behavior aware, not behavior blind. Morgan says, people who win with money are both paranoid and hopeful. They save like bad things will happen tomorrow, because sometimes they do. But they invest like the world will keep moving forward, because long-term it usually does. So instead of saving only for vacations or cool stuff, build what he calls a personal margin of safety. That means emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Buffer for job loss or sudden life events. Sleep well at night money. This kind of saving isn't exciting, but it gives you confidence to take bigger risks elsewhere, like investing, switching careers, or starting a side hustle. It's emotional armor. Ever gotten a raise and within a month, it already felt normal? And somehow you still felt short on cash? That's lifestyle creep. Morgan warns, if your expectations keep rising with your income, you'll never feel wealthy. Ever. So here's what I do now. Every time I get a raise, I split it 3 ways. 50% goes to long-term savings or investing. 25% goes to debt or short-term goals. 25% I keep guilt-free for enjoyment. That way, I feel the reward. But I don't burn the whole thing. Try it next time your income jumps. Even a bonus or freelance win. One last thing. If you're in a relationship, this might be the most useful takeaway of all. So many arguments around money aren't about dollars. They're about feelings. One person might want to save aggressively because they grew up with scarcity. Another might want to enjoy money today because they've seen people die young. Different experiences, different money mindsets. What can you do? Talk about money stories. How did your family talk about money growing up? Share emotional goals. What does financial freedom feel like to you? Make decisions as a team, not a debate. Morgan says it best. People do crazy things with money, not because they're crazy, but because they're playing a game you don't see. So, talk about the game you're playing, together. Final thought for this part. If you take nothing else from this part of the book, take this. Your mindset matters more than your math. You don't need to be a financial expert. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to know yourself, stay aware of your patterns, and protect yourself from your own impulses. Money isn't just about growing your bank account. It's about building peace of mind. And that starts with understanding how you feel about it, not just what you know. Okay, so now that we've covered how money is way more emotional than logical, let's talk about something even crazier. One time. Timing, you've probably heard it before. Buy low, sell high, or get in at the right time. But let's be real. How many of us can actually time the market? Morgan says, timing the market is a fool's game. But time in the market, that's where the magic happens. He gives the example of Warren Buffett, who's made the vast majority of his wealth not because he picked miracle stocks, but because he's been investing since he was 10 and is still going at 90 plus. Literally. You and I, we might chase trends or flip investments, but the real secret, just let it sit. So how do you make this work in everyday life? Try this. Invest early, even if it's small. $500 or $10 a week still compounds. Automate your contributions. Treat investing like a bill you have to pay. Don't check the market daily. Watching every dip just feeds panic. Remember, the market will go up, down, sideways, but time multiplies your patience. So ask yourself not what's the best stock, but what can I consistently stick with for 10 plus years? Because slow plus steady, shock unstoppable. 2. Defining your enough. This one changed the game for me. Morgan shares a true story about a rich guy. Tons of money, private jets, everything. But instead of being satisfied, he takes crazy risks to make even more and ends up losing everything. The lesson: the hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. Look, in a world of hustle culture and endless comparisons, it's easy to feel like more is the answer. More money, more success, more recognition. But when does it stop? If you don't define your enough, life becomes a race with no finish line. Here's a simple exercise. Take a minute and write down 3 things. 1. What does financial freedom look like for you? 2. What lifestyle do you truly want? Not just the flashy one online. 3. What trade-offs are you not willing to make? Now circle what matters most. For me, it wasn't a fancy car. It was time with family, freedom to work on what I love, and not worrying about bills. That's my enough. And when you know it, you stop chasing everyone else's version of success. 3. We're all playing different games. This one's subtle, but huge. Morgan explains how people mess up their finances because they try to copy others who are playing a different game. Like a day trader buying risky assets for quick flips, a long-term investor planning for retirement, a startup founder reinvesting every dollar. Totally different games. But if you see someone post a crypto win or a just bought 50 stocks today tweet and think you should do the same, you're setting yourself up for confusion and regret. What can you do instead? Know your game. Seriously, write it down. Am I building long-term wealth? Do I need liquidity? What's my risk tolerance? When will I need this money? Once you're clear on your game, other people's moves won't distract you. They're not bad. They're just not for you. 4. Luck and risk. The 2 invisible forces. Morgan makes a bold point. Success is never 100% skill. Failure is never 100% stupidity. We love to believe, if I work hard, I'll succeed. If I fail, I must have done something wrong. But luck and risk are always in the background. Bill Gates became one of the richest men alive, but part of it came from going to one of the only high schools in the world with a computer lab in the 70s. Was he smart? Yes. Hardworking? Absolutely. But lucky? Also yes. Same with risk. A brilliant entrepreneur can fail because of timing, illness, a global crisis, things they didn't control. So what's the takeaway? Be kind to others and humble about your own success. And when making decisions, don't confuse outcomes with good choices. Focus on process, not results. Prepare for bad luck. Celebrate good luck, but never assume either is permanent. This mindset shift alone can save you years of anxiety and regret. 5. Saving, investing, at first. Here's something most finance influencers don't tell you. When you're just getting started, saving money matters more than making perfect investments. Why? Because you can't compound what you don't have. Morgan says, you don't need a reason to save. Saving is a hedge against life's inevitable surprises. The point is, building the habit of saving, even $100 a week, gives you flexibility, options, confidence. Try this challenge. For the next 30 days, do a no-spend challenge on something small, coffee, snacks, impulse buys. Whatever you would have spent, transfer it to savings or a brokerage account. Label that account Freedom Fund. Watch it grow. Even if it's slow, you're rewiring your brain to think long-term. And once you've built savings momentum, investing becomes easier because you're no longer in survival mode. The second half of the psychology of money reminds us, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent, self-aware, and grounded in your own goals. If you compare constantly, spend emotionally, or panic every time the market dips, you're not broken. You're human. But with a few mindset shifts, patience, clarity, and a definition of enough, you can make smarter choices without burning out or feeling behind. All right, let's land the plane. We've talked about emotions, time, enough, and the roles of luck and risk. Now let's go deeper. How your past shapes your money habits, and how to make better choices moving forward without needing to be perfect. 1. Everyone has a different money story. People do crazy things with money, not because they're crazy, but because they've lived different lives. If you grew up in the 2008 crisis, you might fear risk. If your parents got rich in real estate, maybe you go all in on property. Your past writes your money story, and most of us never stop to question it. Try this. Ask yourself, what did I learn about money growing up? What beliefs still guide me? Which ones might be holding me back? Once you see the script, you can start rewriting it with intention. 2. Getting rich versus staying rich. Getting rich equals taking risks. Staying rich equals staying humble. We reward bold bets, but it's frugality and caution that keep wealth. Think defense. Live below your means, even when you earn more. Avoid risky debt. Build buffers, savings, insurance, extra income. As Morgan says, you can be wrong half the time and still win if you avoid disaster. 3. Save money even without a reason. You don't need a reason to save. Just save. Life's full of surprises, good and bad. Savings. Freedom when they show up. Pro tip, open a no-reason account. Put $20,000 a month into it. Don't label it, just build it. Future you will be so grateful. 4. Wealth is what you don't see. The flashy car, luxury clothes, might be hiding debt. The quiet guy in jeans might be a millionaire. Spending to show wealth is the fastest way to lose it. Wealth triggers peace of mind, freedom, security, not stuff. Before you buy, ask, is this to feel good or look good? What if I invested this instead? No guilt, just honesty. 5. 3 final rules I now live by. Morgan ends the book with 3 powerful ideas. 1. Be reasonable, not perfectly rational. Trying to optimize everything is exhausting. Do what works consistently. 2. Compounding only works if you give it time. Stick with it. The magic happens over years, not months. 3. Tail events run the world. Most success comes from a few big wins. Be ready for the long game. One-liner takeaway. Getting wealthy is about habits. Staying wealthy is about mindset. Enjoying wealth is about clarity. This book made me rethink every dollar I spend. I hope it does the same for you. If you're still reading, drop a money mindset in the comments. Tell me, Which part hit hardest? Which belief are you ready to question? Like, share, and subscribe for more real, practical book breakdowns. Because we're not here to just make money, we're here to master it. See you in the next one.